Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet right here on Metal Messiah Radio. Tonight we have a special show in store for you. For tonight is the Chicago Domination Fest Pre-Fest show, which will include some little interviews with some of the bands, plenty of music from the fest. And right now to tell us more about the fest, I have with us Miguel Medina, the man behind the Chicago Domination Festival. Welcome to the show, Miguel.
Thank you for having me on.
So, Miguel, tell us why you started this fest up in the first place.
Well, I had been booking shows for about 10 years now, and I started off, local and small, and I finally got to a point where I felt like I needed to kind of get myself out there and do something a little bit bigger. So I started with a fest called Chicago Metal Devastation Fest. Did that for a couple of years. It was more of a low-key, smaller time thing. Went for about 4 years with that, and finally split up with the partners that I had back then and decided to kind of go off on my own thing. And that's basically when the whole idea for Chicago Domination Fest kind of came to be. I kind of decided to start something that was going to embody the feeling of the Central Illinois Metal Fest and the old Ohio Death Fest. Something that's just, heavy, just brutal, and unrelenting all the way through. And it's just been growing year by year, and it's going really good so far, so I'm really happy with the progress, and we're ready to unleash hell on Chicago in a couple weeks.
So this is the third year that the Chicago Domination Fest has been going on, right?
Correct.
And so what was the first one like then?
The first one was insane. It was just 7 bands, headlined by Devourment. Also had Gorgasm, Incinerate, Delusional Parasitosis, among others. And it was a completely sold-out show in this tiny, tiny venue that only held about 150 people, and we completely jam-packed that venue to capacity, and it had like a big show feel, but in this tiny place, which made it just absolutely insane.
And where is this year's festival taking place?
This year's festival is going to be over at a new venue just outside of Chicago city limits called Wire in Berwyn, Illinois. It's a 400-cap venue. They're actually not very used to this whole metal thing. This is actually one of the first legit metal shows or I should say legit death metal shows that they're about to have, and we're bringing full force to them, and they're going to just have to handle it the best they can.
They're going to be in for a real treat.
They sure are. There's no doubt about that.
So Miguel, now is this an all-ages show, or is it 18 over?
It is actually 18 and over. Mm-hmm. I wasn't able to secure an all-age thing, but I kind of feel that with all ages, aside from the elevated cost in running a production like that, it kind of seems like kids don't get out as much as they used to back in the day. So, I mean, I'm not seeing that it's actually worth doing all ages,
sure,
at least for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once we expand and do bigger things in the coming years, maybe we'll consider doing something like that. But for now, it's just going to stick to 18 and over.
And what about, are you guys going to have any vendors or anything like that going on?
Absolutely. Aside from the bands themselves, we're going to be having New Standard Elite, Comatose Music, Gutter Christ Productions. It's going to be jam-packed from wall to wall with all kinds of merch. So whoever's coming, bring money and lots of it.
So what are the dates on this again now?
So it's going to be Friday, July 29th, and Saturday, July 30th of this year.
And who are this year's?
Over 3 weeks.
Who are this year's big headliners?
Well, Friday's headliner is going to be Brodequin from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually making a big comeback after being inactive for about 10 years or so. Really excited to have those guys on board. That was kind of one of those dream bands, I guess you can say, that everybody's been clamoring to see, and I just had to lock them in and get them on board. And then also on Friday we got shows being co-headlined by Lividity and Inherit Disease. Then Saturday we have Kill Everything from Texas headlining. They're actually former and founding members of Devourment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have, of course, Malignancy and Dehumanized. And a couple honorable mentions, of course, go out to Lust of Decay, Gorgasm, Visceral Disgorge, and Deteriorate, among others.
So it's going to be a pretty brutal show you got going on.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, just from the moment the doors open to the very end, I mean, it's just going to be unrelenting brutality all the way through.
And where can people go to find out more about the fest, just, in case they can't remember from our conversation?
Well, basically, Facebook is our main outlet. So we don't have any kind of website or anything up and running at the moment. So Facebook is definitely the best place to get a hold of us and learn more about the festival and see exactly what's going down.
All right, so there you go, the Chicago Domination Festival. The rest of the night tonight, we're going to have some interviews, plenty of music from the fest. Again, to find out more information, just go over to their Facebook. If you need directions or you have any questions, you can just go right over there. And Miguel, thank you so much for taking the time out to tell us a little bit about the festival, and have fun.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.